Oh, I'm alive. Hi, everybody. This is Aurelia Davis, Educator's Educator, coming to you on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Just letting you know that I'm still out here and I'm still caring about you, especially teachers, and just want to be able to give you encouragement and what you're doing. And teachers, you're almost at the end of the road. Hello, you're reaching the finish mark. Let's put it that way. You're reaching the finish mark, and you really would like to, at this time, discover exactly how it has gone this far. In other words, what have you accomplished from September up to this particular point? What have you accomplished? Are you feeling good about yourself? Were you, if you had set some goals, were you able to set all of the goals, reach all of the goals that you had set? Um, were you able to reach one particular child and basically give one child all of your all in all, and take them to the next level? Were you able to do that? Were you able to make some new acquaintances as far as administrations is concerned? Were you able to attend a couple of workshops throughout the year to strengthen your skills? All of these questions you would be asking yourself. And I'm sure that a lot of schools have been on spring break or either on spring break this week. And this is the time for you to take that opportunity to ask yourself those very, very important questions. And the interesting thing about it is that these questions and answers are not for anyone else but you. These questions and answers are only for you. Only you can really reflect on what you have been able to accomplish this year, what you have been able to accomplish this year. Um, I feel that teachers are still getting over the pandemic, but that's in the past now. We can no longer use the pandemic as an excuse for some of the things that we're not accomplishing. You have to make a general effort to be the best you can be in the classroom so that your students can get the best from you. And that's what we're thriving on. Um, if it's said in the news, they're saying that children are still playing catch up from the pandemic. So that is no reflection on you as an educator because the whole country was in the pandemic at the same time. So they're not picking different states or different teachers to say that you have accomplished this or you have not accomplished this. We're all and basically have been in the same boat. And we have to try to get to the next level so that we can continue to be the educators that we want to be. So at this time, if you are on spring break, or if you're getting on spring break, this is the time to just decide what's next. What's next? There's not going to be a whole lot of time left when you go back into the classroom to do as much as you know that you haven't accomplished. In other words, if you haven't accomplished it by now, I would say don't fret it. Don't fret it. Congratulate yourself and give yourself a pat on the back for the things that you have accomplished because you have not been just sitting around all year long not doing anything. Something has been taking place every day you stepped into that classroom, whether you spoke or taught a lesson or just encouraged a child. Something has been taking place in that classroom on a daily basis, and that's what counts more than anything else, that you have made an impact on the children that you have taught this year, and that's more important than anything else. um, there used to be a time when I was really afraid of my evaluations, and it was at one point where we were only being evaluated maybe every other year, especially if we were veteran teachers. We were only being evaluated every other year. But after 15 years in the system, I really didn't care about the evaluations. I cared, but I had really established myself as a true educator to the point where I basically evaluated myself. And my evaluation of myself as an educator was more important than anything anybody else can tell me about me. And I would I would accept my challenges, I would accept my triumphs, I would accept my failures, and I would just basically encompass all of those things within myself so that I would still feel good about Aurelia Davis. I have to do something here. I have to do something. Okay. But in the meantime, as time went on, I would celebrate me. At the end of each school year, I would take the time to celebrate me. Be it going out of town. If I saved a little money, I would sometimes go out of town. I would, or sometimes I did a staycation. But what really drove me to sort of celebrate who I was and what I was doing was for me to go somewhere and just totally relax. Totally relax. Now, as an educator, the word education or children never exits your mind. Look at me. After I stopped teaching, I still thought about educating. I still thought about teaching. I still thought about my classroom, and I still thought about students. So this is the time for you to take that time to relax, reflect. You deserve something fantastic. And I'm getting ready to tell you what it is. In July 30th from August 4th, 2024, I am sponsoring the Thrive Retreat. The Thrive Retreat. Now you say, what is the Thrive Retreat, Ms. Davis? The Thrive Retreat is going to be an event where teachers come together to relax, enjoy each other, share their visions as being educators, rejuvenate themselves as educators. And so we want to basically, within those few days, be able to build you back up so that you go back in September with such a vigor that people are going to say, where have you been, to get so excited about coming back to teach. The Thrive Retreat is where that's going to take place. We will be going July 30th through August 4th to Mexico. We're going to be on a retreat venue where we'll be able to practice yoga and just share. We're going to do a lot of sharing. A lot of sharing is going to take place because I believe when teachers share with each other, your experience might be different than someone else's experience. And at the same time, that person A's experience may be different than person B's experience, but at the same time, you can share as to how you were able to accomplish the experience or get through the experience. A lot of sharing is needed as far as something that teachers need to do more often is share their experiences as educators. There is no one scientific method that we need to do in order for us to encompass what we do as educators, because everybody is different. There can be two teachers in a classroom teaching side by side and one lesson teaching the same lesson. And the lesson from one teacher is going to look totally different than from the lesson of the next teacher. So the sharing is going to take place at the Thrive Retreat. We're also going to be sharing. I'm going to be giving a little bit of my experience as to how did I last that long? How did I last that long? And how I embraced being an educator. How did I embrace the passion of being an educator? Why it was so important to me. And this is a time when you, as an educator, need to be revamped. You need to revamp and decide why you went into the field itself, and then discover why you went into the field itself and just rejuvenate so that you can go back into the field, because more than anything else, those students and those children do need you. There's still a shortage out there, and we want every child in the United States to be taught by an educator that is passionate about teaching. And this is what the Thrive Retreat is going to help you do. So I said that to say this. If you have not gone over to my website, go over to AureliaDavis.com website, click on Thrive Retreat, register, and then you'll be able to get a lot more information about what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be there, so I hope you'll be there also. I'm going to be there, and I hope you'll be there also. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to be able to relax. We're going to let the word teaching be like a second language, or the first language, our first language, as far as sharing, and just being able to just express how we feel about teaching and what we would like to do more as teachers. But the Thrive Retreat is where that's going to take place. See you in July. Bye-bye.